Hi, my friends. It's your tour guide to the sci-fi horror side, me, Preston E. And today we are going to dive into the wild, wacky, and woolly world of Willy's Wonderland. Say that 5 times fast. Let's do this! Ow! Willy's Wonderland is a 2021 flick blending elements of sci-fi, horror, and action and comedy, starring Nicolas Cage as a quiet and silent but violent, when he needs to be, loner. Cage's car breaks down and he's picked up by the town's mechanic, Jed Love. Jed takes him to an abandoned family entertainment center called Willy's Wonderland. Here, the owner named Tex offers Cage's character work in exchange for his vehicle repairs since Cage didn't have the needed type of payment method to pay for it. Cage's character works as a night shift janitor by himself at Willy's Wonderland. A group of teenagers led by Liv Hawthorne trespasses onto Willy's Wonderland property with the intent of burning the place to the ground due to the past evil events that took place there. And I would assume that evil would be animatronics singing "It's a Small World After All," but never mind, that's Disney. Anyway, Cage, as the silent janitor, gets attacked by a cavalcade of ornery evil animatronic critters come to life, starting with Ozzy the ostrich, who Cage beats to death with a mop, and then Gus the gorilla, who he curb stomps into a urinal. This janitor will clean your clock. No crap about it. I was the same way as a janitor. Nothing's more soul-crushing than footprints on your freshly mopped floors. Made me cranky, too. Anyhow, Artie the alligator chases Liv as she escapes, but is then kidnapped by Sarah the siren. She fends off the animatronics and encounters the janitor, who she tries to warn about the evil animatronics. His answer is more silence, cleaning, and game playing. As Liv tries to explain what is happening to the janitor, the rest of her friends drop in literally and are attacked by the remaining animatronics. Nighty Night shish kebabs Aaron with his sword, Tito Turtle and Siren Sarah have Don over for dinner, where he is their dinner, and Artie Alligator poops Kathy and Bob's party in the party room. The janitor comes in and cleans house of Nighty Night, decapitating him with his own sword and giving Artie a jawbreaker. While this is happening, Cammy the Chameleon stalks Chris as he calls Liv's parental guardian, Sheriff Lund, for help. Lund and her deputy, Sheriff Olson, makes their way to the Chuck E. Cheese hell. It turns out that the original creepy owner, Jerry What You Stalking About Willis, and his 7 satanic cannibalistic compadres murdered unsuspected families. The police discovered their actions, but the 7 of them transferred their souls into the animatronics at Willy's Wonderland before they committed suicide. The animatronics continued murdering people around Hayesville until Tex, Jed, and Lund herself made a deal with them to trick unsuspecting people into the building as janitors, aka sacrifices, to stop their town killing sprees. Liv's parents were among the victims, and Lund adopted her out of guilt. Well, sure, that's pretty twisted, but it's still not as annoying as "It's a Small World After All" animatronics. As the sheriff and the deputy arrive, Cammy the Chameleon snaps into Chris like a Slim Jim. Ooh, yeah! Lund comes in, handcuffs the janitor, and leaves him alone to die as she takes Liv away. Deputy Olson is killed by the turtle, but Tito does not kill the sheriff, and Liv escapes. The janitor escapes from his cuffs and kills Cammy. Sheriff sends Willy the Weasel to have a showdown with the janitor, but Willy the Weasel kills the sheriff instead. But he does not kill the deputy, because Tito the Turtle did earlier, remember? And the janitor rips Willy the Weasel's head off. The next morning, Tex and Jed appear and are stunned to see the building clean and the animatronics gone. The janitor is joined by Liv, and he is reunited with his repaired car, and it feels so good. Meanwhile, Sarah the siren burns the car of Tex and Jed, killing herself and them in a fiery explosion. You go, girl! Which also destroys the restaurant. Tito the Turtle is turned into roadkill by Liv and the janitor as they drive away. Willy's Wonderland gives you that Five Nights at Freddy vibe and blends the cheesy horror, action, and dark comedy nicely as Nicolas Cage does a tremendous job as the speechless janitor. In an interview, Cage mentioned that the janitor character originally had dialogue, but it was very sparse in the script. He talked to the film director Kevin Lewis about going Harpo Marx on the whole thing and go silent to give him a more interesting acting challenge. And I think it works wonders here as Cage expressions and body movement speaks volumes. Other than the occasional grunts and screams, he relies solely on movement and expressions. And he absolutely cracks me up with his expressions playing video games. I'm also quite a big fan of his size of refreshment after drinking his signature Punch Pop, which almost to me feels like a power-up in a video game, to give him fuel to fight against the furry animatronic fiends in between his breaks and cleanings. The co-stars of this film, especially Emily Tosta, does a terrific job conveying the sense of urgency and tragedy to mix well with the more comedic elements of the film. The animatronics were built by Ken Hall, all of which were stunt people in suits except for Ozzy the Ostrich, who was the only puppet. Willy may be the star of this troupe, but I feel like Sarah Cyrene is the creepiest one myself. Well, that about does it for me. Please like, subscribe, and share. I've been Preston E. Garrison, and I'm out of here. I'm going to make you squeal like a piggy. Oh. You're buzzard bait, pal. Enough horsing around. I'm gonna ride you straight to hell. Hey, want a hug? I'm a hard habit to break. Man, I'm horny. Oh, sorry, Mom.